boys and girls, it's Miss Lisa, the art teacher. Hi! Welcome back to my table of art. Guess what? This is our last week of school. Can you believe it? Boy, did that go fast. Well, we're going to be ending the school year on Friday, and we're going to take a little bit of a break and come back on July 6th. If you look behind me, it says, see you in July. I use two I's for see, the letter U for you, and in I spelt I-N, July, J-U-L-Y. Notice it's red, white, and blue. Well, that's because right before you come back to the summer program, it's the 4th of July. So I was thinking, what can you do to stay busy from now until July 6th? How about we prepare for the 4th of July? How about we make some really cool tools to help us celebrate the 4th of July? I've got a couple of things here that I want to do with you. One of them is to make a pinwheel that looks just like a store-bought one, but only we're going to make it with simple tools. Look at that, how beautiful this one is compared to the one that you can buy at the store. So we're going to make pinwheels that spin, whoops, just like the store-bought one, okay? I just need a little bit more air. So one thing we're going to do is we're going to make pinwheels. Another thing we're going to do is we're going to make these really beautiful lanterns, and we can decorate all around the house if we use all different colors to make our house look really festive for the 4th of July. And what do I got over here? How about, what do they shoot at the 4th of July? Firecrackers. We can make our own firecrackers and pretend that they're shooting off into the air, but they're really not. It's in our hand. So how about a firecracker? And the last thing we're going to do is something that all of you can do while you're sitting home or sitting in your yard or sitting in your chair, or if you're out in the backyard with a friend. It's a game we're going to play, but we're going to make the game, and we're going to use a few items that might be around the house, so not to worry. So how about we get started with the first item, the pinwheel. What do you think? Ooh, look like the paparazzi all around me. Paparazzi. Okay, so let me show you what you're going to need. Ready? Okay, boys and girls, the items we're going to need to make our own pinwheels, just like the store-bought ones, are going to be push pins. We're going to need only one, so don't worry if you don't have a lot. We only need one. You're going to need a scissor because we're going to be doing some cutting. You're going to need a pencil because we need to make some marks. Then you're going to need another pencil with an eraser. We're going to use this pencil as the stick for our pinwheel. You'll need a ruler for measuring, one sheet of white paper. Okay? This is all, oh, and markers. We need a red and blue marker because we're keeping the colors red, white, and blue for the 4th of July because we're going to be very festive and use everything red, white, and blue like the American flag. So this is all the supplies we need. So how about we get started? All right, we're going to start with our white sheet of paper. The first thing we want to do is we want to transform this paper, which is an 8.5 by 11, into a 6-inch by 6-inch square. Right now it's a rectangle, and we want to make it into a square, which has 4 equal sides. So we're going to take our ruler and our pencil, and we're going to measure from the corner in 6 inches. And when I hit 6 inches, I'm going to leave a mark with my pencil. Then I'm going to slide up the paper and measure again 6 inches and leave another mark. And another mark up a little bit more, 6 inches. Now I'm going to do the same thing from the bottom going up. Here's my 6-inch mark. So I'm making a mark up here. Here's my 6-inch mark. And a mark up here. So let's do the one right across. We're going to connect these two lines because this is how tall the square is going to be. From the bottom to the top is 6 inches. And now from side to side, we need 6 inches. So we're going to connect all these dots that we made before, which all measure 6 inches. So now we have a square that is 6 inches by 6 inches by 6 inches by 6 inches. So what's the next step? We grab our scissor and we cut out this square, because this is going to be the base of our pinwheel. Okay? So now we're going to make this one to look like the store-bought one. Similar, but not exactly. So we're going to grab our red and our blue markers, and we're going to start decorating. We're going to start with first side, that's all right, leave that there, with the red. And we're going to make red lines as if it were the lines, the red and white lines in our flag. But the first thing I want to do is I want to get a piece of paper to protect my board, because I don't want any marks on my board. So you may not see the square inside this board. All right, ready? Let's just make some straight lines straight across our red, with our red marker, right across our 6 inch by 6 inch square. Your lines don't have to be perfect, so don't worry. But you want to try to make them as neat as possible. Using our marker, because it's nice and dark. I've used my marker quite a bit for this project, so it's getting a little old. Not working as well as it did before. But it's still red, and that's what I need for my stars and stripes. Red, white, and blue. So the white paper is acting as my white stripe, and my red marker is acting as my red stripe. So we've got red and white. So what do you think we're going to do to the other side of this? Turning it over. Now we're going to use our blue marker, and let's start making maybe some stars. Anywhere you want. I'm just going to randomly make some 5-pointed stars, just like in our stars and stripes on our American flag. And just like the store-bought pinwheel, they have stars and stripes. But ours isn't going to cost nearly as much as that one. I'd say ours is going to cost about 2 cents. Okay, now I'm going to add a little bit more color on my blue side. And I'm just going to make dots of red. Make it a little bit more interesting when we put our pinwheel together. It'll look a little bit more colorful. But I'm going to leave the other side with just my red and white stripes, because I really like those stripes looking so uniformed. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is I'm going to get rid of this scrap piece underneath, because we don't need that anymore. But see, that would have been all over my cutting pad. But I protected it with this paper, so now this I can put aside. Okay, so now we have one side with our blue stars and our little red dots, and the other side is our white and red stripes. So what we want to do first is we're going to take this corner, and he's going to come over here and meet that corner, and we're going to fold this square right in half. So corner meets corner. Hello, corner. Hello. And we're going to make it so it's nice and even on the edges. See? And then we're going to slide our finger down and over to the outside. Okay, so we have one fold. Now we're going to open it up, and we're going to do the same thing for the other 2 corners. Here's one. And now we're going to fold it up this way. Corner meeting corner. Hello, corner. Hello, corner. Line it up with the sides of the paper. Make sure everybody's even, and fold and open up. Now we have 2 folds, 1 and 2. So now let's make a mark right in the very center using our pencil. Now from the center to from the center of our paper, we're going to take our ruler, and we want to measure 1 inch. And put another little dot right along the fold line. a little dot there. We'll go to this next fold line, starting at this center dot. Measure 1 inch. Then we're going to go to the next fold line, starting at the center dot. We're going to measure 1 inch. And go to the last fold line, starting from our center dot, measure 1 inch, and make a mark. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 marks leading from the center. And what do you think we're going to do next? That's right, scissor time. We're going to start at the corner, and we're going to cut in until we get to that little mark we made 1 inch away from the center. We're not cutting all the way to the center. Here's the center over here. And we've only cut up to that mark we made 1 inch away from the center. We're going to go to our next mark, and we're going to start at that corner. And we're going to make a cut right to that mark. There we go. We didn't go all the way to the middle. Let's go to the next corner. Cut up to that mark, but not to the center. Doing great. One more. Starting at the corner. Cut to that mark. Perfect. So we should have 4 cuts, but none that went as far as the center. Now the next thing we're going to do is very hard because it's a little uncomfortable to try and a little awkward to try to do this by yourself. So if you need somebody to help you, that's great. We're going to do one section at a time. We're going to take one corner and let it meet the center. Let it overflow the center just a tiny bit. Now you have to keep your finger there. Now we're going to take the next section and take the first corner and meet in the center. Okay? Now we're going to the third section. We're going to take the first corner and meet in the center. Whoops, see, one escaped. So let me just take that point and bring it back down to the center. Now I'm going to our fourth and last section. I'm going to take the first corner and fold it in to the center. And another one escaped. So let's bring him back in. See what I mean about how awkward it is? So now we have our pinwheel all ready to rumble. But I need the pin. So I'm going to grab one of my pins. Let's see, I think I'll take the blue one. And I'm going to hold all these flaps down together using this pin. But make sure you get all the points in there. And if any of them escape, you got to just try again. So I'm going to stick that all the way down until I know it's all the way through. And then carefully pick them up and see if it went through. Not yet. Okay, let me try again. Hold on. All the way through the 4 points. And so, here it is. This one went through. Okay, so now, can you see my pin went through? Oh, there we go. Let's put it through the center of the paper and push through. Okay. There's the pin. It went through the paper. Here's the top of the pin. It went through all those 4 first points that I folded in. Now here's where the extra pencil comes in. Remember I said we were going to use that as the stick? We're going to stick the point into our eraser sideways, okay? Don't let your pinwheel escape the hole. Whoops, if it does, you just got to find the hole and put it back in, okay? Be careful. Let's get that back here. Here we go. Okay, see it? Now I'm going to stick this pin into the side of my eraser. There's the pin. Here's the side of the eraser. And I'm going to stick it right in. But I'm not going all the way because we need some room for the paper to spin. Because if I make it too tight, it may not spin. See how it is? Now, let's see if it works. Let's blow on it and see what happens. Okay, here's the store-bought one. Here's the one that we made, which, quite frankly, I think is much prettier. It works just as well. Happy 4th of July, kids. Have fun. That's how you make a 4th of July pinwheel.